What's up, everybody? I got a couple beautiful ladies for y'all tonight. Let's go. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Purple Pod, episode 69, the number one show in the world for dating. Started right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like the video on y'all's way in. Subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so y'all can see every time a live show is coming up. Follow us on the podcast Instagram so you can go add these two ladies that came all the way out here to come on the show tonight. I would really like y'all to go support them and go add them. Go sign up for our new mentorship link down below by doing a free consultation call. If you're a man or woman, we do both men and women now for our mentorship, so please click that. If you want to show support, you can do that by just hitting the join button under the video and become a YouTube member. You get some really cool emojis for the show. It's probably the best way to show your support. You can also do super chats throughout the show, and we will answer your questions right here with the ladies. And we're now streaming on all the audio platforms as well, guys. So please check us out on there. Just don't listen at your work. And once again, please go to Instagram right now. Add us. Add these ladies because they drove all the way out here and came on the show. I really appreciate y'all. Anybody that needs media marketing help, especially if you're a YouTuber, please hit me up. I'm doing a really cheap package of doing all your posting for you. 3 clips a day, 3 shorts a day for only $500 a month. This is something that nobody's doing price-wise, so please hit me up if you're a YouTuber that's needing help in that category. Shout out to my producer tonight. We got Donnie in the house. Thank you, bro. And yeah, ladies, to start off, we always start with just what's your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work, your relationship status. We'll start on the opposite side of the table for me today. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Charlotte Azaria Nashu, also known as Jasmine Noel. I'm 28 years old.
Talk a little closer to the mic, damn.
I'm 28 years old. I am single. We're talking profession. I'm basically a holistic healer, cosmetologist, and free life thinker, honestly.
It's going to be a good episode, guys.
Education level?
Education level. I did graduate from high school, and again, I have a license in cosmetology.
Okay. Not the other type of cosmetology, though, like cosmostology.
I am an astrologer, though, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just teasing you. But yeah, shout out to Michael Mitruk, the number one mod on YouTube, bro. Shout out to you, bro. What about you? What's your name, age, education level, what you do for work, your relationship status? Thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate you for coming back. I love it when my return people come.
So my name is Janelle. I'm 27. I turn 28 next week, so my birthday's next week. I have some college. I have my associates. What do I do for work? I'm an assistant manager for a retail store, and I guess my relationship status is single.
You're single? Yeah, you think?
I think.
What's the guess part?
He still needs to prove some stuff first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
He has to. Yeah, he has to. He has to. What's the word? Be more chivalrous. He needs to prove himself some more.
I mean, we've been talking for like a month.
A month?
A month.
Okay.
So it's still in that talking stage.
Are you sure he's not a simp?
No, I'm sure
he's not a little beta simp cuck.
No, he's not.
I'm just making sure. You know.
We can find out.
Yeah, no, we're gonna find out throughout the night for sure.
I was gonna say we can ask one question, but we can save it later.
Yeah, we will. I had to ask really quick though. Like you said that you're into astrology and stuff like that. So why why do you choose that instead of science? I understand why astrology is attractive and everything, but why personally for you do you choose astrology instead of there's so many other things that you can be into, like religion, Christianity, you can be into science, why the metaphysical stuff, why the spirituality stuff?
Well, one, astrology is science.
No, it's not at all, actually. Not even close to it. Is they've actually done studies to see if there's any correlation between Aquariuses or Cancers, whatever, and if that they have certain traits, and if it's other people in the same birth period or have the same, and they've proved time and time again that there's no scientific correlation to it at all.
Okay, well, like I said, astrology is a form of a science. It's dealing with a lot of things of psychology. So I've always loved psychology. So when I found the study of the stars, and the study of the metaphysics of the stars, it just started to fit more, especially not dealing with the sun sign. There's so much more to astrology than just sun and horoscopes. So when I found out that, for instance, like your Pluto sign is dealing with more of your transformation, your evolution, things that how you might rebirth yourself. It's also the planet of wealth. So there's like so many different elements within astrology, like being able to find your husband, being able to find your wife, being able to find money in astrology, how to make money with astrology. Like that is something 10 times more lucrative than just looking at one part of your chart. So yeah.
Okay. If all that is true,
Mm-hmm.
where is your husband and where's your $1 million?
Ooh, good question. So my husband is most likely working.
Got him!
Most likely working.
Got
right
him!
now. You really ain't got me yet, but I'm also nervous. So
Yeah.
millions of dollars. It's in the ethers. You got to work for it.
Gotta work for it. Yeah, so it's not like you can just predict it with some stars or anything. Then you have to work for it.
You
Like
can
it's something that you have to
predict
go and do.
it. You can definitely predict it, but it's like at the same time, you still like astrology just gives you energies to work with. You got to go in and make it work for you. So, yeah.
That's a mighty privilege to have, See, so like there's like children that are like, just dying in Africa, and like I don't think that the stars are going to predict their life to save them from hunger or anything like that. There's like a lot of like horrible things that go on in this world, and when you sit there and you excuse all type of like just things that you do or people do or just anything, and you try to push it onto stars and just all this stupid metaphysical shit, it's really ignorant at the end of the day, because there's a lot of real shit going on in this world, and that should actually be paid attention to, because like you want to make money, there's a lot of ways to make money, and you have to go and like figure it out. You can't just have the stars to help. Oh, they're going to tell me in 10 years I'll be rich. No, there's a lot of work that you have to, like, actual things you got to go figure out. I can't sit here and rely. That is an amazing privilege to have, because I didn't get that when I got kicked out at 18 years old. I couldn't just be like, well, it's okay, guys, the stars are going to make me rich. No, 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 no. Like the stars didn't make me rich. Like my businesses that like failed and were successful, that was all because of me going and trying and working my ass off and failing and getting better at things. So it wasn't ever the stars. And it's just these are the type of excuses that people in privileged situations can use. But honestly, most people in this world don't have the privilege to sit here and hope on the stars to do something better for them. This is some American garbage that is pushed out a lot today, because we have the most privileged capitalistic society of all time, and there's a lot of money made off of saying shit like this. And it's chick crack. If I go on a date with a girl and she brings up astrology, all I gotta do is go along with it, and I'm fucking her that night. Like it is literally just something that makes girls fucking feel good and happy about y'all's honestly retarded ass choices. And like, and it's just an excuse like to push accountability off of yourself 9 times out of 10. Like, and what's crazy is like, if you really like the stars, if you really like all that shit, science is so much cooler. It's so much more spiritual. Like the fact that you are made of stardust, the fact that like our molecules in our body came from a star that exploded, the real scientific truth is actually way cooler than what astrology fucking pushes out there. The real beauty of who you are and how powerful you really are, and how there's the power of stars in our hands. Dude, that is way more beautiful than anything in any astrology book or anything has ever said. And like that, and like the real science, like the fact that maybe this is your one true life and this is your one chance to actually change the world or actually do something. Real science teaches you way more amazing spiritual truths than astrology will ever teach you. Sometimes even more than religion will ever teach you. So it's just, I just hate it, because there's a lot of people who think this type of stuff, and it's like, you could put that energy into actually learning about real science, and then not only would you become more successful, but you'd become way more smart. You would actually like become way more spiritual. I actually think that all that shit is a spiritual block. I like, a lot of people think that a lot of these women today think they're so much more spiritual than other people because they're into astrology or they're into certain things. I think it is a block. The devil put all that shit out. That is all negative energy. It's all darkness. The Bible, there's a reason why it's completely against any type of shit like that, and it's because it's all darkness. Like it's honestly a block to your true light. And it's really sad that like there's a lot of people that, like I said, push this shit because it's all the blind leading the blind. It's all like darkness, just pushing darkness onto other people. Like I would highly suggest, like I don't know what your life's been like for since you've been doing this stuff, but I just feel like it's probably not as good as it was before you did it because it's darkness. It's not good shit. It's not going to bring wellness to you. I promise.
Okay. Well, I like how you are very passionate on your belief system, and that's great that you stand on that. But, everybody's story is different. Like, I went through 13 years of depression. So, 13 years of depression, not understanding why. I am a why person. Why did it happen? Why this? Why that? And a lot of my clients come to me speaking to me about a lot of different topics that they've gone through, such as the main one, sexual abuse. So, before I went into astrology, it was more on the tools that I learned on my path through all the different things that I went through, especially like I'm not going to say that I've been completely sexually assaulted. I have not been sexually assaulted like that, but remembering the actual action, because I do believe in past lives. I do believe in energy. I do believe in ancestral energy being passed down and feeling that in my womb. I'm able to relate to a woman that has been gone through that. So now when I opened myself up to astrology, I'll go into the chart and I'll be like, did this happen to you? And it's right there and they'll say yes. And so then I'll look without in the chart like, okay, or maybe a different situation. Let's find a solution here. And then let's couple it with, because I'm not going to sit up here and call myself a therapist. I'm going to tell my clients, you need to go to therapy. You need to take these actions. I'm never going to just read a chart. I'm not like that. Like, I hate doing shit like that. I've seen other readers, tarot readers just read. Like, you're not giving these people, these real people that are coming to you about the real, like, you're not giving them solutions. Give them step by steps. And I've gone through this since 2017, and it's like, I gotta give my baby something more. There's so much more. Like you said, there's literally children in Africa. Like, trust me, baby. I know. Like, my heart is 10 times bigger. It's just when I see astrology, because it's above, so below, I believe that in so hard, wholeheartedly. It's like, give me the solution. I need the solution. And trust me, I use astrology, I use science, psychology, sociology, life experience, math, everything in between, and merge them together to find the bigger picture, the bigger why, and see the beauty within things. That's why my business is called Azuri Within, and Azuri means beauty in Swahili. It's finding the beauty within. And so when I look at astrology and I look at all the different things, I read it because there's math in astrology. There's numbers, there's angles, it's geometry. So it's like, it's so interesting because when I was in school, I struggled. I failed every single school year. And then when I looked at astrology, I see in my third house of early education, Chiron, which is the wounded healer, coupled with Mars and Virgo, whatever. I'm not going to get too deep, but it was like, damn, okay, now I see why I went through this. And here's the solution within my chart to overcome this traumatic feeling when someone might say, you're stupid, or underestimate my intelligence. And so it's like, I'll utilize the energies and I'll utilize life experiences and utilize what I know to find a higher path. And so when you're talking about children, when you're talking about people that have been in these very harsh, traumatic situations, those are the people that I want to go into. Do I want to teach astrology to the whole world? Yes, but it's like, we can find other ways. Like, you don't have to utilize astrology. You don't have to utilize the things that I know to get the results that you want. And so at the end of the day, astrology works for me. And
Yeah.
I've been seeing it work.
Well, I'm just still confused how you think it works because you're not a millionaire and you haven't found your husband. But give me 1 second. What do you think about astrology? Like, what do you think about like everything that she's saying?
So it's like a mixture for me. So I mean, I understand like the signs, like, you know, like whenever we first came in, like, oh, hi, my name's so whatever. What's your sign? I feel like now everybody's doing that. I mean, I know in my friend group we do that all the time. So whenever like we're introducing somebody new to the friend group, like, what's your sign? A Scorpio? So,
but that's the
I
sun
don't-
sign. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
but
Go ahead.
I don't know. I just feel like now everybody uses like, you know, all that just to determine like what kind of person they are.
Just to label people.
Just that, to label people and to be like, oh, since
You're this, then you must be this.
yeah, since you're like for me, like I'm a Cancer. Cancers are known for being like super sensitive, nurturing, you know, all that. And so some Cancers are, some Cancers aren't. But of course, it supposedly like it depends like when you were born in that timeline or all that. So it's like a mixture for me, just because, you know, you really can't determine who a person is with their zodiac signs.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, all it is a push of accountability. Instead of taking accountability for things, and like you're talking about like SA, like sexual assault and stuff, like you got to understand those people that go through those things, the last thing they need is to go to somebody that is going to try to play some spiritual ball game in their head. And you got to understand, most people, you may not be one of these people, but everybody in the tarot community, in the community that does anything like that, it's all a scam. They are literally scammers. Some of them literally read books on how to scam the best way possible and what to say to know how to get the most money out of certain people that are in desperate situations. Okay, so and like see, me and you, we're actually very similar, but on two completely separate sides. I'm an actual mentor that makes thousands of dollars off of mentoring people. Okay, and I actually teach them science-based reasons of how to fix their issues in their life. This is how we can fix this. This is what books I've read dozens of books on relationships and on human psychology, on evolutionary psychology, so I can help people the best way I can. You're just giving them cards. Like, you're just saying this is spiritual. You know, all this is just garbage. Like, it's not going to make anybody's lives better. It's not going to, it makes you feel good. But what you feel, just feeling good, isn't going to make your life better, okay? There's a lot of people, like I said, who it takes people in a privileged state to be able to follow this type of shit. You have to be in a really privileged position, because people who are desperate for money, who are trying to do whatever they can to survive and stuff like that, I guarantee you they don't have the privilege to sit here and care about this type of bullshit. Like, am I wrong? Are you the type of person where you're in a privileged state? Like, would you consider yourself in a privileged state in your life?
A privileged state. There's levels to privilege.
What do you do for work?
Like I said, I'm self-unemployed. I'm self-employed, but I'm unemployed. So the thing is that, let me say this, because really the answer is, I don't do readings like that for just money. I do it to help. I go beyond the cards. I go beyond just reading. Like I said, I don't just read the cards. I can read you without the cards.
Yeah, I know. Don't repeat everything that you'd already said, because I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's not about me wanting to just get your money. Now, did I have to check myself along this path? Oh, yes, the fuck I did. Do I agree with saying that a lot of tarot readers are scams? If you go on to a lot of my Facebook, my Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I shun these people.
No, they are all scammers. I will tell you, no, it's simple. It's you,
okay.
It's all of them, because it's not real. If it was real, I would agree with you. I would say, you know what, you're doing amazing things. It's real, but it's not real. It's all false. It's all a farce. Huh?
How would you know
because
my personal experience dealing with the people that came to me? Because the people that come to me say thank you, and it actually works. They go out and they do the work.
Prayer is right. You know, a certain percentage of time too. You know, you got to understand, like anybody can like do these same type of tools to manipulate anyone in any sphere, whether it's religion or it's in this. You can use these same type of tools to manipulate people. The bottom line is that everything that you say, I'm just being completely honest with you. As somebody that is a grown-ass adult, that is a successful person, okay, I'm just letting you know, that type of shit does not equal success in your future. It just
Right.
doesn't. I'm just being, and a lot of people don't like when I say stuff that's like honest and truthful on the show, but it's because I talk to women on this show like a father, like a brother, like an uncle, because a lot of women don't have good fathers, good uncles, or good brothers to sit there and tell them the truth to their fucking face and be like, you shouldn't be doing this. This is dumb. This is not smart. You should be doing this. A lot of women, because guys are scared to be honest today. Even your own family will sometimes be scared to be honest with you, especially if you backlash all the time with them. Or we live in a very gynocentric society where if you say anything against women, sometimes it's instantly, oh, you're a misogynist, oh, you're this. It's like, no, I'm just looking out for you. I'm telling you the truth when every other guy in the world wants to lie to you because they're scared to tell you the truth. And I'll tell you why most people lie to women. Y'all can't handle the truth 9 times out of 10. Y'all, you really can't. So like I completely understand why most people do it. I don't get mad about it, but I will be the bad guy. I will let everybody hate me and be the bad person and tell you like the dead ass honest truth. And the only reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to be successful. We were talking a lot before the show. You told me a lot about your life and stuff. I just want you to be successful, honestly. And like you were kind of talking about how like for like the last year or two, you've been trying to find yourself and stuff like that. I'm telling you, you will find yourself when you look for truth and honest and facts. Okay, when you read books that are nothing but books on facts, nothing but what's it called, like nonfiction, nothing but nonfiction shit, like evolutionary psychology, just straight up. This is how people are, and this is how the world is, and all this stuff. I guarantee you, your life would be so different a year or two later because you would have a full, firm understanding of yourself, the world, and everything around you. Whereas if you sit here and you stay in this spiritual bubble of, oh, this makes me happy and I can say this to help these people and I can do all this stuff. Like, you want to truly help people? I'm telling you, as somebody that coaches and makes money helping people, teach them real science. Go read, like I read all Stephen Speaks books. He's a dating coach for mostly minority women. Okay, I wanted to be the best fucking dating coach for minority women. So what? Stephen Speaks.
I know.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna read every one of his fucking books, so I'm the best at giving advice for this. Like I didn't sit there and do cards or anything. There's easy ways to do things, and I think there's hard ways of doing things, and that's just the easy route. Take the hard route, and trust me, like the hard route is where you find everything about yourself.
But who
Like,
said I haven't?
oh no, I'm sure if you're 28, you've had to go through some hard things before, but I'm just saying, like, uh, it can be worse. Okay, like you can be in an even worse position. Like there's definitely worse. I've been to the point where I'm living, as in the trenches as possible, eating ramen noodles every day, and that was me at good points in my life too, where I was doing better than most others, and I still did that. I'm just saying, put yourself in a stressful situation because that's where you're going to see the biggest growth. Don't sit there and do something. Okay, well,
I have.
no, that's
You
good.
can't judge a book by its cover, baby.
Well, I just don't like astrology and stuff because, like I
You don't
said,
want to.
9 times out of 10, it's because somebody shifted accountability. And I hope your whole life you haven't been shifting accountability, that you haven't always been putting it off on other people and you've been taking it all on yourself every time. You always
No,
take accountability for your issues?
every single one.
Why would your last relationship end?
Because there's 2 spheres. Like I said, with her, compassion, right? I'm always here to give compassion where it's due. So let me take my accountability first. 1, I thought I was ready until I noticed that what I was asking for was a higher expectation of my partner at the time, when I should have just been more, I wouldn't say silent, more patient for him to get out of the situation that he was in. Then on the other side, I went through something extremely traumatic. I was betrayed by friends back to back to back to back. And then I went through, I don't even know what to say, an extreme mental breakdown that I've never went through before. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say everything because that's what my ancestors don't want me to do. But there was an extreme traumatic event that happened in downtown Dallas where I was running completely naked through downtown Dallas in the middle of the night.
Oh, okay.
So complete not there. Right after I went through that, I was waking up every single night with scratches on my arm. I couldn't even sleep at night. I used to be able to walk through the nighttime like I'm good. Night walker, basically. Not afraid of anything.
Do you take meds now?
No.
You don't take anything to like stop you from doing something like that again? Like, any type of SSRIs or anything?
That was one time and one time only.
So you're just like, but you didn't go to the doctor and say, "Yo, this is crazy. Like, y'all got some medicine to stop stuff like this." Like,
my mental, I've always trained my mental. Even when I went through 13 years of depression, I trained my mental to be stronger than that.
did you ever take any type of medication your whole life, like any type of prescription drugs
No.
to like help you with anything?
No.
Did your parents ever? Because if you were depressed for that long, then you were a kid. You know, they were never like, you need to go take this. Like, you need to take antidepressants. They never tried to get you on anything.
My mother, she like wanted me to like we kind of like went to the doctors, but she was never really with the taking anything. It was just
Your mom doesn't like that stuff either.
She was trying to find solutions, but she gave me that baton, like, it's up to you if you want to take this. It wasn't
Yeah,
ever
I'm not going to
her.
force a pill down your throat.
Yeah, like, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
I want to ask you, what about you? What's something that you did wrong in your last relationship and something that he did wrong in your last relationship?
So, since being out here, like, I guess reflecting on everything that I've done, not done, like, what's happened. I know communication was one thing that I know I need to work on. I'm still working on it now. There's times where, like, I wasn't really 100% in the relationship. I was more trying to go through the motions, like, okay, I have to wake up, go to work. This is what time he gets home. This is what I have to do. Like,
You're like roommates almost.
Kind of,
Going
yeah.
through the motions.
Yeah.
Wait, like, what do you mean communication issues? Like what communication issues did you have specifically?
So I always keep things bottled up. That's my big thing. So whenever there's something's bothering me or anything along those lines, I tend to keep it to myself because part of me is like, okay, like, it's whatever. Didn't mean to happen. Didn't mean to say that wrong thing or like whatever. So I tend to keep things like bottled up.
Okay.
And then on his side, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I was blindsided by the whole thing. So I was kind of like
Did he cheat on you? Like, what happened?
So I had some old coworkers tell me that he did with another manager from outside of another state because he was on a team to help do like makeup.
So y'all worked together?
So we didn't work together. So he's a manager of his own store, and I was an assistant manager at my own store. We're like separate stores. So he was over there, I was over here. So we're doing our own thing. Kept it separate, like kept our marriage and work separate because it could get ugly.
Yeah.
For me. And had a lot of people, like, after I moved up here, I had like 4 or 5 people say, yeah, he cheated on you with this other manager that's from New Mexico. They were getting really close at like the last manager meeting. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense because obviously it didn't line up with all the things that he told me. But since now, hearing all that, it's like, okay, that makes more sense.
Now, be honest. Were you playing games with them though?
No.
But like you said that you weren't communicating. Like, was that legitimately you just being like, I don't know how to communicate, or was that legitimately you being like, because this is what most women do. They stonewall. So like you just stonewall. Like, you don't want to talk about it. You're not going to say anything. Like, you just don't say nothing. That's still emotionally manipulation. So like, did you do that? Did you stonewall him to the point wherever he went and cheated?
So I didn't know that he went out and cheated. Like, I didn't know any of that. I thought, everything was, right as rain. Everything was good.
But were you just consistently stonewalling him though?
I would say so, yeah. But
like, it's a very normal thing in a toxic relationship. It's just, to me, it's crazy because it's like in those relationships, like I would just instantly be like, yeah, well, I probably shouldn't have done that because that, like, if I don't communicate with the person who is my husband, that's what's gonna happen. Like, you have to communicate. Like, so what did he do wrong that made you not want to communicate with him?
I felt like it was more if I was to say something to him, he would get mad. And he's very like, it's either my way or no way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how usually a lot of our arguments started, was because, like, say, oh, I didn't like how do I say this? Like, he has younger brothers. So I was like, oh, I didn't like how your younger brother did this and that. I'm like, well, it's none of your damn business. Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, I understand it's not my business, but I mean, your family kind of makes it everybody's business. So, I'm supposed, if I'm going to say something about it, it's like, me being more like a concerned like sister-in-law or concerned family member than, somebody just wanting to have like cheeseman talk, talk shit and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there was a lot of that, just because, I mean, if I said something, he didn't like it, starts fights.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the marriage, I just learned to keep things to myself, keep things quiet. And so eventually it did eat up at me, and I did explode, implode, like whatever.
Everybody has to go to therapy now for their marriages because I've honestly I guarantee you it wasn't like either one of y'all was the bad one. Y'all both sucked. Honestly, I
Yeah.
bet. I feel like y'all.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all both probably made a lot of mistakes,
Yeah.
and you both needed to go to counseling to be able to actually communicate things together like you're supposed to in a relationship. The big thing also, is was he the breadwinner or were you the breadwinner?
He was a breadwinner. He made more money than I did.
Well, that's why he wanted to be the leader then. He wanted to make the final decisions on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Did you still make the final decision on other things? Like, did he let you make the final decision on certain things that you were the expert in?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Like, even groceries or
No.
anything? Like, anything. He wanted to make the final decision on every single thing?
Yeah, like almost.
Because that's super weird.
Yeah.
Like, that
I mean,
doesn't. Like,
there's-
okay, so when y'all went to dinner, did he choose your dinner plate?
Well, no, not that. But like, of course, like if I wanted like the pasta or whatever, I get the pasta. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, so because there are guys that are that much of a control freak, where they
Mhm.
literally want to control even that, type of shit. But I would just say though, like if a guy's a leader and he's actually the breadwinner, just let him fucking be a little bit of a leader. It's not even like you. It's not everything, but if he was fighting for every single thing, that's stupid. But like, I mean, I don't know. The way I do it with my girl is if you're the expert at it, you're the one who make a decision on it because that's not my field.
right.
We're complementary to each other. We'll go back to the original topic, guys. I'm sorry, I always get off topic for the whole beginning. But yeah, the whole point of tonight's show is: do women love money more than men now? Our first question is: in today's society, do you believe that women prioritize financial stability in a partner more than men do? Do women prioritize financial stability in a partner more than men do? What do you think?
I'm gonna say yes, 100%.
They want, yeah.
Stability, because okay, so I grew up first generation. Both my parents are from Mexico. Was born here in the States. So I guess I was like pushed into how I grew up, how I grew up thinking, because I grew up as, the man has to make the most money. The men have to provide everything for, the wife. The wife has to stay home and, take care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, all that stuff. Same thing now for like, how I was seeing like the younger, single Hispanic women, they're like, oh, I need a man. If we're going to find a man, it has to be like a good job to where he can take care of me, my future kids, and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna say yes on that.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? In today's society, do you believe that women prioritize financial stability in a partner more than men do? More than men do.
In the last 3 to 4 years, yes.
Do you think before the last 3 or 4 years, women didn't care about a guy's financial stability?
I think it was more of a subconscious thing than a them realizing consciously that that's what kind of needs to happen a little bit.
You think
It's
like
just
before it was subconscious and now within the last few years it's
There's
more
more talk.
conscious? It's
There's
more
more-
consciously talked about?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I could understand that. I definitely think it's very subconscious. There's something called hypergamy that where women always like to date across and up social hierarchies. 52% is the statistical number that they found for that you would like a guy to make 52% more than you in income wise.
I
So
got a
yeah.
question. Follow
Yeah.
up with that. So whenever you say the past 3 to 4 years,
Mhm.
women start subconsciously thinking or consciously thinking that they're looking for provisioning. Is this more women or is this about yourself? Given that you're 28 and usually like the women's, actual valuable years is 18 to 24, 25-ish.
I think this is really more of a collective thing. I've always paid attention. So it's like for me personally, it's been so collectively pushed consciously into my stratosphere where it's like my friends are starting to talk about it. So it's like peaking within me. But I still honestly feel like in the last 3 to 4 years, it's definitely been a very big push and a talk about the men needing to step up and provide. Like it's really more about these a lot of more of like a health consciousness movement within women, and then it just started like prevailing forward, like, okay, I'm tired of working. We've been working. I kind of need like
Some help.
Yeah.
A partner.
Yes.
Somebody to go halves on rent with.
They better come to you and start reading them cards because business better start be booming.
Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's also another thing too, as like girls turning into women, slowly maturing. I think that's when they also realize, like, oh, like when you're like younger me when I was 21, like I didn't care. I just wanted to party and drink and go out and do all this stuff. But now since girls are starting to get older, and like the stigma of, you know, oh, you have to hurry and get married, but by this age and the time is also adding on, I guess, that pressure for women as well. So, you know, as women, you know, start maturing, you know, that's how I see it.
You're gonna wake up a little bit more as you mature more. You
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Okay. So are you specifically like because we were talking about, you know, in general women? Are you specifically looking for a guy that makes more than you?
No.
No. What about you?
Whew. I've been changing my belief systems about it. Honestly, okay, so I'll say this. Before, it was more of we need to work together. Like, if
50-50.
I don't really want to say 50-50. It's like I bring a lot. Like, like, I'm going to work. So it's like, you got to work with me. So it's like, you can't be at the house.
And you
'Cause I
did
wanna
build a
feel like
man
a
before?
man.
I think you were talking earlier. Did you do that before? You were with a guy that you had to help out a little bit?
Oh, I wasn't helping him out. I was looking at him like, okay, what you want to do? And
But y'all didn't live together?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, that makes it easy. It's just
Yeah,
I can watch you be a bum from over here. But if y'all can't pay rent together, then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, bro, I don't like this sleeping on like No, you can't do it.
I've done it way too many times. It's a different level now. We gotta raise our levels here.
Okay. But like, how would you feel if I told you that it's actually very natural and that there's nothing wrong with it for a woman to be like that? Would you believe that?
What?
For you to want a guy that's a provider?
Oh, I know it's very natural.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's not. I feel like a lot of women, because you look like you kind of felt guilty for saying it, but it's like, don't feel guilty. It's actually natural for you to want that. Nothing wrong with it. Do y'all think women's increased participation in the workforce has affected how they view money and wealth in relationships? I'll start with you.
I'm gonna say yeah. I feel like now, because like, you know, have been like dating, a lot of women nowadays are just getting disappointed. Like, say like go on a date with a guy's first date was horrible. You know, go on another date with a guy, first date was good, second date was terrible. Like, you know, all those things. And so I think now it's starting to be like, okay, girl, you know, a lot of girls can be like, okay, like, you know, these guys ain't doing nothing out me. I gotta take care of myself. And so I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of women are like, you know, trying to find better jobs, trying to make more money so that they can, I guess, provide for themselves before they can provide for others, I guess, or not be disappointed.
It's a safety mechanism for just in case.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think women's increased participation in the workforce has affected how they view money and wealth in a relationship? Completely. In a good way or bad way?
I honestly, I've been kind of coming hard on women lately.
You can go hard on your sisters. I go hard on my boys all the time.
I gotta be balanced, ladies. It's not cute. Honestly, it's like, I understand because I don't have children. Now I've worked with children like a lot of, like, literally my, I guess, career.
Oh, fuck them kids.
And it's like, I get it. You gotta, like, if the man ain't there, you gonna have to go work. I get it. But baby, there's other ways to attract what you want. And it's like, I feel like they have became more ruthless and became more dominant and very grotesque. Like the way that you talk about a man if he ain't got no money is like
FNF.
Like, please, like, I get it. We don't want no busters, but
it's just the
balance, baby, balance.
It's just a little too far sometimes.
Yes.
I got to ask really quick. Who killed chivalry?
Women.
You think women killed it? Who do you think killed it?
I think women.
You think women killed it? This was like actually a big debate on Fresh and Fit the other night, and like Myron was just fucking bodying all, like every girl was just like it's the men, and he was just like destroying them. And honestly, though, I disagree. I don't think it's the men or the women. I still think what I always say on the show, guys, it's the 1%, because guys would be like guys would be chivalrous if it like it's too like them making guys broke just really destroyed everything. Like just make like the whole financial system and the dollar becoming as bad as it is. That's what really destroyed chivalry, because like it's very expensive. It's very hard to be chivalrous now as a young man or anything like that. And like yeah, women sleeping around definitely fucks it up, but I just think that the whole cycle always starts with the dollar being devalued. Like that's where I'm always going to go back to. Has the societal expectation of men as primary earners shifted, and if so, has this affected women's relationship with money? Has the societal expectation of men as primary earners shifted, and if so, has this affected women's relationship with money?
Repeat that one more time.
Has the societal expectations of men as primary earners shifted?
Mm-hmm.
And if so, has this affected women's relationship with money? More the first question: has the societal expectation of men as primary earners shifted? Do you think that people still expect that?
I think nowadays, no.
Yeah, most women.
Most women know. They're just,
because they get their own bag, so they don't give a fuck about what bag he gets. Sometimes
yeah.
it just depends which woman it is. Well, she'll say that. I think she'll say the PC answer, which is I don't care about what money he has, but deep down we know that y'all are hypergamous and that you do care about the fucking bag. It's just a lie. What about you? Has the societal expectation of men as primary earners shifted?
Yes.
You're like,
It's
not for me
2/3.
personally.
It's like 2/3. I'm sorry, I'm analyzing and stuff like that. So
She's doing
like,
numerology in her head, guys.
No, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not. I mean, you can say it's numerology, but I'm
just
fractioning.
Fucking,
I'm fractioning it out.
I'm just gonna be fucking with you the whole show for that shit.
Okay.
So what's your birth number?
Me 3. I create.
You're a 3. Oh, okay. No, I know about all those numbers and shit too. Do you know who Gary the Numbers Guy is?
Who?
Gary the Numbers Guy.
No.
He's like one of the biggest numerology guys. You need to check him out if you've never heard of him.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I actually like I talk a lot of shit on astrology, but I actually know some of the biggest people in YouTube and in the space for astrology because I love to look at my competition. I'll study everything that they say so I can learn how to debate them. Same with flat earthers. Same with people into numerology. Like I will go and watch the greatest people at those things because that's how you find that's how you find out.
Virgo and Libra energy.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's actually a really good point. Actually, since since you're really good at this energy and spiritual stuff, you should be able to guess what. Like we've had a good amount of banter back and forth. You should be able to guess what I am. What's my sign?
I'm not gonna guess your sign because, like I said,
but you can at least guess the other thingy.
And I've been guessing it's like giving Virgo, Libra, and there's some Taurus or Capricorn.
And then that's all what kind? Is that's all fire? Are those all fire? I don't know this.
That's more. Okay, so when I say Virgo, that's mutable. That's more earth. So there's more fire, earth, and then it's a whole collaborative.
Of those 4, which one are you the most confident in, though?
Well, the way you came off spitting at me, like, goddamn.
Yeah, which one of the 4?
Fire and Aries and shit, but I'm leaning more towards like a Virgo Libra energy because you like the facts.
Okay.
And then maybe a sprinkle a little Scorpio.
Okay. Well, I don't know how she got it. She got the Libra, guys. You got lucky, I guess. She must be a really good at reading cards, guys.
It's not about the cards, baby. It's about reading the energy. Read the room.
So would you say that I really put off the Libra though? Like, would you say that like I'm like?
The Libra is getting really squashed with some Aries energy because the Aries is saying like, bitch, what?
Oh.
And Libra is the opposite of Aries, so.
Oh, are you Aries? I'm confused. Wait,
no, I am an Aries midhaven.
Oh, okay. So,
what?
Exactly. You don't know anything about astrology to sit up here and say that astrology is fake.
Dude, I can create all that stuff too,
I never
bro.
said that. Well, I don't believe in it, but
it's okay.
I never
did say it was fake.
Wait,
but it is bullshit.
So wait, she already knows what you are, right? Damn, I was gonna have you guess her too.
I wasn't gonna guess Cancer though.
Really?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ooh,
Yeah, well,
interesting. I'm
you
intrigued.
should probably not guess because I'm not a Libra either.
That's okay but I'm looking at everything else in your chart.
You weren't close on any of the other ones either, though.
That's okay.
I am an Aquarius, guys. The best.
There we go. That makes so much sense. It's a moon in Aquarius.
It makes sense now, guys. You see?
It's a moon in Aquarius today. So, yeah.
It makes sense, guys.
That makes sense. You wouldn't know because you don't study astrology. So, therefore, y'all can laugh. But, baby, I'm sitting on some knowledge.
What's
so
D
it's
sign?
okay. D? I don't want to guess D sign because...
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
I don't even have the button.
Don't say that because then I'm going to have to come back with a little comeback.
Yeah, Donnie, he's the one who pressed the button. I didn't press it.
Yeah, it was Donnie.
It was Donnie's fault. D for Donnie. Can you provide a personal experience or observation that's either supports or contradicts the notion that women now love money more than men? Can you provide personal experience or observation that either support or contradict the notion that women now love money more than men? Something that y'all personally went through. You got anything?
Yeah. So I got concert tickets and I like dropped $1,000 for those 2 concert tickets after it was being told no, and I was like, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who the hell did you go see? Nickelback?
No.
No, Bad Bunny?
I wish. No.
Oh.
So I like K-pop.
Wow.
And yeah.
You like anime too, right? Or no, not or you like stuff like that? No,
It's
maybe
not
I'm wrong.
strong like that.
No, it's like as far as like well, she was talking about it earlier. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So I went to go see a K-pop group that was here in Fort Worth, and yeah, I dropped $1,000 on the 2 tickets.
They drove all the way, or they flew all the way from fucking
Korea.
Yeah, Korea. What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I've never heard of a K-pop group being like on tour in the U.S. Maybe I'm just like out the loop, but does that happen all the time?
Yeah. There's like this.
Like, would you
month
say they
alone-
make like the most money on their tours, like in America, or like back over there?
I say in America, because in America it's getting more popular.
Bunch of stands here, bro.
Yeah.
Bunch of weirdos.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, would you date a guy that's into all that stuff? Like, is that what you want? Would you like to find a guy that's into like K-pop?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
those
I'm
guys
fine
be
with it.
hella weird though sometimes.
So
I'm just saying, I got a friend who's into it. I'll hook y'all up or something.
I'm more into like the nerdy, geeky type of dudes. Like, I like anime, I like Marvel, superheroes.
If you could find like a nerdy dude who like doesn't ever use dating apps, he never goes outside, like he's just like that nerdy dude. Is that like too far gone?
That's
or
too
like
far gone.
You wouldn't like that because he's kind of cut off from society and he's not like following influences of others and he's not like, like out there doing street shit. Like he needs to be a little gangster.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm okay with it being a little gangster.
You gotta have a little street in him.
Yeah, a little street in him,
You
yeah.
can't be just literally sitting at home on the computer all the time.
I
Okay.
can't,
I was about to say, I got tons of K-pop fans out there that you could totally go out with. Can you provide a personal experience or observation that either supports or contradicts the notion that women now love money more than men?
Too many.
Really?
That's too many.
I can't. I'm personally trying to think of one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of friends that take the trips from the guys that they shouldn't be taking trips from. Like, I feel like all the time. So I guess that's an example of it. But I can't really think of anything else other than that.
Personally, Lord, I'm gonna put you on a spot, friend. I do have a friend that was just busting on this nigga's head basically for just, and I'm sorry if I can't say that, but oh well.
You can say
it. Just for some money. Like, he was really trying to pursue her, like really wanted her, and all she wanted was some money. And like, where my money? Her hand was always out, like literally, and it's like, where's the money?
I think they're just prostitutes if they do that. Where's the line for prostitution? Let's ask that really quick. Where's the line for prostitution now, guys?
If you having sex with the dude, that's what I feel like. If you having real, like, full-on sex, and he hands you the money right after sex.
What if he just? Like, what if they just have a deal where he comes and has sex with her once a month, and he pays her $400 bill of something?
That's still prostitution.
That's still prostitution. Well, he didn't give her money though. He just paid a bill.
That's still prostitution, baby.
I just know a lot of girls that would say it's not prostitution, and they do that, and it's like, nah, you a prostitute, girl. You a prostitute, yeah. But so, how many, like, do y'all know any girls that prostitute that way, or do y'all know any girls that say they always get their bills paid by guys, and you're low key thinking in your head, oh, you're just a fucking prostitute?
So, yeah. So,
oh, they gonna hate me.
My sister, she was telling me, like, that she has like a couple friends that do that, and that like there's this girl up here. I don't know anything about her. I just hearing from what my sister told me. She's like, yeah, like she's like an escort, and like she has like this guy paying for all of her stuff, like paying for her bills, pay for her rent, pay for trips, and I was like, dang, like everything. She's like, yeah, like everything. And I was like, no, like that's still prostitution to me.
The whole sugar daddy thing went from like a really funny, like cool joke to like turn really dark really fast whenever you really start thinking about how many of the girls were just sleeping with the guys, and they lie because obviously like it's way cooler if you're a girl and you're like, yeah, he bought me this bag. I did nothing. I didn't give him anything. Like that. You sound like a badass finesser. It's just like a guy who goes around and tells all the guys like, yeah, I hit that, and he never hit it. Like he has like all these hot girls around him. He's like, hey guys, just so you know, like I hit that, and he never did. And there's a lot of women that I think do that shit. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't give him nothing. And it's like, bitch, you a prostitute. You totally fucked him on the balcony just for that trip. What about you? Do you know any girls that have done that like have like lived that lifestyle? I guess you could say.
No comment.
No comment. You know a lot.
That's too many.
Really? Well, you're from Dallas, so you just have a lot of friends around here, so that's probably why. Like, I have a lot of girlfriends that I know that probably do that, but it's just because I've been here my whole life, so it's like normal. I think that's a very normal thing, especially with baby mamas, or like single mothers and stuff. A lot of them are in the R-rated hard situation where they can't pay their bills. Like, I know multiple single mothers that are doing this shit to get their bills paid and stuff, and it's just like they are literally just low key prostitutes to older guys so they can take care of their kids. And it's like they do it very low key though. Like you would probably never be able to tell. Now, I think that probably damages her ability to get an actual good boyfriend in the fucking future though. But I know tons of women that do this shit. I see it on their damn stories all the time. Girls that even came on the show. How do you think the emphasis on money and dating in dating and relationships differs between men and women? What's the difference between men and women and the money situation in a relationship?
I guess it's always like going back to like having the guy pay for everything and the girl not really paying for everything. Or if it's like 50-50, it's like it's frowned. Like some places are, for some people it's frowned upon, for some people it's not.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think the emphasis on money and dating relationships differs between men and women?
I'm on ChatGPT to give me some better questions. They're becoming repetitive at this point for me. I'm sorry. Anyways, I want to answer it. The difference.
Women don't pay for shit.
I'm trying. Like, yeah. I don't fucking know. Can we ask a better question?
Yeah.
Well, can I add on to that?
Yeah, go.
Because I remember like last time I was here on the show and we are talking about like how do you know if he's like a simp or not, and like or like a good guy, and it'll be like if he's a good guy or like he'll pay for all your stuff or whatever, but if a girl pays for it, she's a simp.
No, so like, have you been on the show when I defined what a simp was?
I was. I don't remember.
Sorry, guys. No, let me define what a simp is really quick. Like, because everybody on the internet has different definitions,
It's true.
including fucking that stupid website that has different definitions. Like the ghetto, or not ghetto terms, but like fucking
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary, yeah. Even that has like the worst definition of what a simp is. A simp is just an unequal exchange of value. So like I would just say that anytime like the guy is just giving way too much and the girl's giving him nothing in return, he's a fucking simp. So it's just like, I don't know. Like a lot of the times whenever a woman, like what I'm starting to see it as is kind of like a simp is whenever a guy is doing it, but when a girl kind of does anything to like want the relationship with the guy, we call her a pick me. So I'm really starting to see simps and pick me's as kind of like two sides of the same blade, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that a girl that's a pick me is a good thing, because you need to be a pick me to get into a relationship with a really good guy sometimes. Like you need to try. You need to chase, because I don't know if you've been on the show whenever I did like the whole thing of like who's the prize, but the men are the prize usually that you want. So because of that, you do need to act like a pick me. You do need to go for them. Oh no, she's triggered. I want to hear what she thinks.
Oh, I'm not triggered, baby. I'm just wow.
But like who? But who do you think's the prize, men or women? I know your default stance is women.
No, it's really not, because I've been thinking. I'm just like, I had this conversation with myself, and I was just
We
like,
talk more direct into the mic.
okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I had this conversation with myself, honestly, and I was like, women, you really need a man to get pregnant. Like, I mean, yes, there's science, and women are able to get. It's a very small percentage, but like, there is like, you need a man to come in to activate some stuff. Like, you can't like.
Would you say there's any other
I would say
instances where
both is because like I would say both. I'm gonna be fair. Like, when you're a man and of course you want a woman, of course you are the chaser. You're gonna chase after what you desire. So it's like, yes, that she becomes the prize. And if for a woman, it's like, at the end of the day, yes, you're not supposed to be really chasing, but you can't just be. You have to multiply what that man gives you. If he's adding, why are you not multiplying? So at the end of the day, it's like, yes, you as a woman, to keep that man, you need to be doing what you need to be doing to maintain the connection.
just like how he has to be a provider,
Exactly.
she has stuff that she has to do too, right?
Exactly.
I gotta ask really quick: have you ever chased a guy? Have you ever done that before? Have you ever like pursued a man to the point, like to where y'all got to have sex? Like, have you ever done the pursuing just one time, just once in your
Multiple
whole
times.
sexual history? Yeah. Have you ever done that?
Mhm.
Okay. The people who y'all pursued, like, try to think back to it the best you can. Was the sex better with the person that you pursued or the people that you made pursue you the most? I'm talking about the guys that you made pursue the most, the guy that you made wait the longest for sex, the guy that you made buy you the most stuff and all that. Was the sex better with that guy or the guy that you chased?
I mean, I wouldn't know that because I haven't had sex.
You're a virgin?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, you won't be able to answer this one. But what about for you? Like, what do you think?
The one that I chase.
The one that you chased.
Mhm.
Yeah, so and see that's the issue is just that like usually like I would agree that when we look in general, men chase women. Like most guys are chasing women, and that's because most guys don't have good self-esteem and most guys don't know their true value. But guys that are valuable men that like have a lot of status or they have a lot of money or they are look good or they just have a lot of value, they don't chase women. Like I personally don't chase women at all. Like my girlfriend completely pursued me. We would not be in a relationship today if she didn't come to me and give me her number and come slip it to like it was all her coming to me. Now, did I show her I was interested? Before, yes, I showed her I was interested, but I wasn't going to pursue her. Wasn't going to chase her like a dog. And the thing is, like, y'all really like those people more that you go and pursue. So sometimes, like, the prize is like I would say 9 times out of 10, the prize is the guy. It's just y'all end up with the beta dude who chases you because it makes you feel good. The thing is, women know what they want, but what you want isn't really what you need. Okay. And like y'all can never tell yourselves what you really want. You're not built to know what you want. Like like y'all need a man, a real man, to tell you what you need. Because the second they like y'all have a guy that's sitting here, because think about it, the guys who do what y'all want, y'all don't even like them because they give you what you want, and that's not even what you really wanted. It wasn't even what you really wanted at the end of the day. It's like it's like a whole little scam that like women say to themselves, and they end up in relationships with these beta bucks dudes, and it's like, man, that's not even what you really wanted at the end of the day. You actually wanted the guy that just made your coochie feel better. I gotta ask really quick, because you said you're a virgin, like you've been a virgin like your whole life.
Had full on sexual penetration. No.
You never. And like, so is there obviously there's not a religious reason behind it. Was there a religious reason before?
There was, but I watched all of my friends get played. Like, I'm just like, girl,
Smart girl.
like,
Sat
we
there and
not
watched
finna
it.
give that up. Like, nah,
Yeah,
not that.
and so like, and was your family like they're like proud of that? I'm guessing your mom and dad are like, good, you didn't go sleep around a bunch.
They don't really care.
They don't really
They
care.
actually thought I was sleeping around when I was 16. I'm like, yeah, no.
They didn't try to like put you on birth control or anything like that.
I wish they would have.
Every parent tries to do that at 16. Why did you say that? Why would you say that?
I say I wish they would because it wouldn't happen. I'm saying I wish they would.
I wish you would. Yeah, no,
No.
no, that's funny. What about you though? Wait, what did I just ask her? I can't remember. I wanted to ask you the same thing.
Was it a religious?
Oh no. Well, for you, like, when it comes to like your, like people that you've been with, how many serious relationships have you been in?
I want to say like to 3 up to this point.
And was one of those serious relationships with the guy that you pursued?
No.
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 Yeah, but he was too hard to lock down, I'm guessing.
No, I mean we were like he pursued me and I mean we were really young, so I mean yeah, no, like he pursued me. We were together for 3 years. At that time that was the longest relationships I've been in was 3 years at that time.
Okay. Wait, so you pursued guys though, you said. So what did you do when you pursued guys? Like have you like kissed a guy? Like you've pursued guys and done some stuff with them though?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know,
And then and even like now though, like do you use dating apps or anything like that?
I don't use dating apps.
That's smart girl.
I really, it's boring, honestly.
Yeah, but so like, but you're not actively pursuing, trying to find anybody or anything like that. Like you're not, you don't go out to like do anything. You're obviously not going to church or anything like that. Okay, no, I'm just really curious. That's just like a rare thing, I guess. Like, and usually, like, there's Christian. I know I've met a couple of Christian women that came on the show and they were still virgins at an older age, but they had a lot of confidence behind it. Like it was like, well, it's because this is what God wants me to do, like, and like, or they were doing it for certain reasons like that. It's like for you, it just doesn't seem like, I mean, you're protecting like your spirituality, I guess. And that's like a good excuse.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have, I'm not protecting, like, I'm not going to say everything. I'm here to respond. So it's, primarily the first reason was I watched all of my friends. I've always been a sexual person. So it's not like I don't know certain things. It's just, one, you're not worth it. You're not worth it. There was only about 2 men in my entire life, and I've dated that I would have only given up my virginity to. 3, yes, there was a lot of more of a religious factor. 4, there was fear. 5, am I hurt? There's a lot of reasons, but it's like at this point in time, it's like I've held out for so long. Like,
it doesn't feel any different to hold out another year. Those 2 guys that almost got to that point, what happened?
Well, it was interesting because the one that the first one, he was a virgin at the time, and we were in high school, like 11th grade.
So y'all were gonna lose it together.
Primarily, I was thinking about it. And then he switched up, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what this is.
What do you mean he switched up? Man, you be talking Vegas hell sometimes.
I know. I'm sorry. Because, yeah. Okay, so we were in an alternative school. I met him. We were Christian at this time, so I remember I was writing something on the board. We had a project. And I asked the basic congregation at the time, the students, like, does anybody know a scripture on love? And he said that he did. So that's what attracted me. It was more of his intellect. It's your intellect that will draw me closer to you. You got to show me something more than just your body. So, there was a winter break. I hit him up. So I actually did pursue. I do remember that. I hit him up and stuff like that because I remember he had a Facebook at the time. And, we just started talking back and forth, like, on one post. And then, we hung out. He was very sexual. So he was at that time, I would say he kind of helped me develop my understanding of my own sexuality and what I liked and stuff like that. But we never had sex. We never had full-on penetration and stuff like that. So, but I trusted him at the time. So what happened was that he moved to a different city. He got somebody else pregnant, or he got in a relationship with somebody else, got somebody else pregnant, and then, baby mama kind of like blocked off the energy. But it was like, we weren't supposed to be together. Honestly,
and then what happened with the second dude? And try to elevator pitch it if you can.
Okay, sorry. Well, the second dude is the one that I just said earlier about, like, it just wasn't going to go that way just yet. It wasn't time. It just wasn't time.
I was just God. Like,
I'm
come
sorry.
on, like.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to
Look,
see what I wanna
it's just so
say.
crazy how like you're such like a spiritual, like emotional being. You can't even put words to like shit. It seems like sometimes,
No, I
like you
can't.
gotta. But why? Like, why can't you like? You need to learn to define certain things. Like, what was with this guy that was You gotta understand. It's all actually very legitimate. Usually, like he's fat, he's weird, he fucking is a dork. He does this. You can be. You can. This is the internet.
It wasn't
You can be
that.
Okay. But what then? What was it?
What
Because it was
was it?
something. Obviously, if
It
you
just
really
wasn't
pursued something,
working out at the time. Like there was one, I went through a whole weird spiritual mental psychosis. He kept like pressing up on my third eye, and I went and like there was a man that spoke to both of us and said that we were
What?
both if you don't understand, you
Bro,
don't
what are you
understand,
talking about,
baby.
man?
If you don't understand, let me speak. Let me finish now. So if you understand the chakras, third eye basically is the third eye of your intuition, okay? It was distorted. There was a lot of things distorted. So I was trying to gain stability. Okay, regain my stability after this mental episode. So he lost his job. Of course, there was a codependency that came up throughout me and stuff, and I was like, we need to get stable and stuff like that. Everybody knew that we were a strong couple, whatever, strong foundation, but we just pulled apart. It wasn't the right time. Yes, did we want to have sex with each other? Did we try? Yes, it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen.
y'all never lived together though. Like you said, you never lived with the guy, and he didn't have a job. So yeah, I think it's hard to have serious relationships whenever you've never even lived with guys, and that's something that happens a lot today. Like a lot of women don't even like we call dating today like basically living with your parents and then going and hanging out with each other every week or two. It's kind of goofy. It's actually a very goofy thing that happens today. Like it's so weird because for me, whenever I'm 32 now, but when I was 18, like my dad kicked me out when I was 18. But even if he didn't, I was rushing to save the money to move out so I could have my own spot to smash chicks at. It's like when I was 16, I was rushing to get my driver's license so I could go smash chicks. And it's just really weird today that there's a lot of people that live with their parents or guys that live with their parents and they have like all this confidence and like while doing so. Like it's really weird because I had no confidence living with my parents and having no car. Like I got all my confidence from my freedom that came with having a car and having my own spot. It's really it's some backwards ass shit that we only see today. Um uh I'm gonna change it up just a little bit. Do y'all think that because of money and women today, that does it affect cheating at all? Do y'all think that women are more likely to cheat because the guy isn't making enough money? Like, say you're in a relationship with a guy for years, like 3-4 years. Like, do you think the woman's more likely to cheat if he's not making enough money? What we're gonna say, he lost his whole job. He's completely broke.
How long has he lost his job?
We're gonna say you've been taking care of him for 9 months.
Oh my god.
No.
I'm going to say no. So, because I was actually in that situation. So,
And you didn't cheat?
Nope.
Yeah.
I did not. I was at work all the time trying to pay rent.
Did you flirt with other guys?
Did I flirt with other guys? No.
No. What about you? Like, what do you think?
Honestly, my first answer was no because it's just there's so many more dynamics. I feel like women are just now coming into like a man got to have some money, so it's like
You keep saying that women are just now coming into that. This is something that women have always done.
I know, but I'm saying like my level of women that I've been around primarily or what I have seen lately. So it's like no.
No?
No. There has to be a little bit more. Because women are still going to be the nurturers. They're still going to take care. I think we're still in that role of taking care of our person, taking care of everybody in our family. So it's like that's probably not going to be her first jump and lens off of you. It's more going to be like, did you fuck another woman? Did you have sex with another woman? Did you cheat? That's really the number one thing that I feel like a woman is going to leave before a money situation.
So
it's money. Like we all going through it.
So you're saying if he cheated, that would make her want to cheat?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of women do that.
Why is this such a normal thing? You know how sad that is, though. Like
Yes.
revenge, like revenge sex. Like it's actually really, really pathetic. Because like the thing is, like men and women are completely different. And then when a woman goes and cheats, you're just literally destroying like your whole relationship and your whole marriage. Because like when a guy cheats, it's not the same. Like he can literally, it's like taking a piss and he'll come back and he'll still take care of you the same. When a woman cheats, like she's fully checked out of everything. And the thing is, whenever she goes to that guy's gonna do the same shit to her. Like he's not gonna want a relationship with her. And if he did, like he's gonna like it's not like he would ever respect her or anything like that. Like it's a really goofy thing that a lot of people do though, whenever they want to go do that. You're saying, like most women wouldn't do it. So shout out to Dr. David Buss. Like one of my favorite books is The Evolution of Desire, and he talks about two different mating strategies that women have, and there's two different ways that y'all cheat usually. And because guys cheat based off of access to options, like if there's an access to option, that's how they usually do it. And they don't love the person, they usually can come back and still love their wife. But a woman, there's one called dual mating strategy, and dual mating strategy says that it's like the pool boy, where like the guys at work, like the husband's at work all day, and the pool boy's there cleaning, and she'll fuck the pool boy and get his awesome genetics. Say he's like a big, muscly, strong dude, and she'll fuck the pool boy, have his baby, but still be taken care of by the beta bucks dude. That's called the dual mating strategy. That doesn't happen that often. That's a 1% chance. Like there's about 1% of children born every year that are fathered by somebody other than the person who signs the birth certificate. It's only 1%. So that's about 22,000 kids a year though, which is a fuck ton. And then so that's one of the strategies. The other one is mate switching strategy, which is where when the guy loses a job, or he's abusive, or he's just not that guy anymore. Maybe he's overweight now. He stopped going to the gym or something. Whenever that happens, sometimes women will mate switch because the man isn't the guy that he said he was before, or whatever happened, and so she'll go and sleep with another guy to get her foot out the door, or to just to not be in love with that loser anymore, and to just go start dating elsewhere. So yeah, women definitely can. Like you might have been one of the good ones that didn't do it, but I would say one of the number one reasons why women do cheat today is probably because of financial issue. Like her boyfriend or her husband has a financial issues, and she's like, okay, or cheating. Definitely, cheating is probably the number one because she wants the revenge. But the next one is definitely financial. It's like, all right, dude, like because hypergamy is going to kick in at a certain point. I see it all the time. I have some friends that awesome looking guys, like they have everything going for them in their life, and their women will still be hypergamous because if you can't if you can't pay the bills, that's emasculating as fuck. It makes you look weak as hell, even if you're a big strong guy. um I want to ask really quick, would you stay with a guy who cheated?
I did. I have. Obviously, we're not together anymore.
You're not gonna do it again though?
No, hell no, I'm not gonna do it again. Because, I mean, if you didn't want to be with me in the first place, and you go cheat, like, that's how I see it. I was like, okay, if you had the intent of cheating on me while you're with me, then why are you with me? So I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
No, I well as a guy, it doesn't make sense to me.
mhm.
To you, it makes sense to you. You said like if you have me, like why would I cheat? It's because men and women are completely different. Like y'all want the best quality man that y'all can have. Like y'all want one singular best quality dude, and men want quantity. And like think about it. When it comes to like choosing mates and stuff like that, women have the higher reproductive costs. You have to hold the baby for 9 months. You only have one egg cycle every month because of all that high reproduction costs. Like if you have a baby, like you're gonna have nine. Like your body's gonna be all changed and shit like that. Since y'all have the higher costs, like y'all need to be more picky about who you allow in. So it really goes back to like when it comes to the cheating thing, like that's why you're so dead set on I would never cheat or I would never go do this, because your reproduction cost is so high. You're going to really care about having this one provider guy that you let into you, whereas like guys, we're producing millions of sperm all the time. Like it's not even close. Our reproduction costs, like think about it, back in the day, like a guy could go fuck 1,000 different women, like in the animal kingdom, 100,000 years ago, and there was no cost to him. Like he could literally just run around and do that shit, and he would have his lineage going everywhere across the jungle or whatever the fuck, and it wouldn't make a difference though for him. Like he wasn't gonna hold the cost of carrying the baby for 9 fucking months. So like when you really think about like why men sleep around or like why men cheat and stuff, it's just so different from women. And like I'm not sitting here condoning cheating at all. I don't think that y'all should stay with guys, especially like a bum guy that's gonna cheat. What I would say though is the same advice I'm gonna give to my daughter one day, which is if you want to be with like a high value dude or something like that, or if you're going to be with a dude, most of them are going to cheat anyway. So you might as well choose the guy that can buy you the Bentley instead of the guy that's going to put you in the Honda, because I don't want my daughter crying in a Honda. I want her crying in a Bentley. She's going to be crying. And if you get married, like, you just want to get the ring. Like, the biggest thing is just get the fucking ring, because once you get the ring, then you get the leverage. You have no leverage if you don't get the ring, though, as a woman, sadly. I got to ask, do you want to get married?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you want to have kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to get married again?
Yeah, I want to get married again, but I actually want to do it right.
Do you have kids?
I don't have kids.
Do you want to have kids?
I do want to have kids.
Okay. How old are you?
27.
Is there an age that you want to have kids by?
30.
30? What about you?
When they come, they come.
When they come, they come? You're not going to like try to rush it at all?
No.
When it comes to like picking guys over the next few years, do you wish that you would have like made certain choices to be able to find a better guy when you were younger, or like are you going to like have to lower some, I'm not going to use this word, I'm not going to use it, not standards, do you have to lower some, what's the word that I always say?
Expectations?
No, it starts with a C. I can't think it. Compromise. Are you going to compromise? Do you have to compromise a little bit more now than you would have 5-10 years ago, or no? She's like, I don't want to.
I don't want to, no. But I mean, if
If
I have to, I have to.
Yeah. What about you? Do you think you're going to have to compromise on anything that you wanted 5-10 years ago to be able to still have that wedding or have that marriage and kids?
See, I've had my compromise is different. Like, I've always had men kind of propose to me, so it's like,
They're trying to take that virginity.
Too many times, and I'm like, baby, you ain't getting that. It's really about, like, for me, every single one is different. Every single person that I met is different, and it's like I've learned so many lessons from each and every single man. Like, I still praise every single last one of them, even though they be acting like fuck niggas. But not for real. But for some reason, I feel like they need to come and tell me, like, give me some understanding of they like. I don't know. I'm kind of changing the question, but it's like not one of them have really said what it was that fucked up shit. It's like I'm always willing to compromise because I'm always going to want to live in harmony. But it's like, I always tell people this: you can be mad at all you want, but you got to tell me what it is that I do so I can change it. So I can fix my perspective, because I'm just going to do me, because I keep myself in a fair space. I'm going to be compromisable. I'm going to be fair. So if you're not being fair to me and telling me what I might have did in the connection, then how would I ever know? Now, of course, I'm always going to check myself. I'm always going to do that self-reflection, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like they have never really told me. Like,
do you think at your age, at 28, it's going to be hard since you've never like I know you've had relationships, but you've never had like a serious relationship? Yeah. Like, do you think it's going to be hard for you to like pivot into having something real like that?
No, because I'm working on myself every single day. Like, I'm preparing myself. Like, I know that I want marriage, so it's like, Jasmine, it doesn't matter if ain't nobody told you. You check yourself and see where you could be better as a woman and as a partner. I feel like anything is going to be work. Anything is going to be hard work. So if I ain't ready, then it's just going to slip.
I got to ask really quick. What is love to you?
I don't even know. I mean, love to me is like, of course, like being patient, not caring about like what the other person did in the past. Like, say if you meet somebody new, you don't judge them off by their past, or like, accept them as who they are. Yeah.
Yeah, just accepting for who they are.
Accept them who they are, being patient, understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, communication.
Yeah. Kind of compassion, I feel like, is kind of like, it sums up a lot of what you said. What do you think love is?
One, love is me. So I'm always going to stay connected to love. So when I'm loving myself deeply and connecting myself to God, it's always going to be God. God is love to me. The higher self is love to me. I am love. So
How do you show that to others, though?
how do I show it to others? I make sure that it's changed. It's changing. But what I used to do, I made sure that I always hold space. That's the number one thing for me. It's like I've never wanted anyone to feel the things that I felt. So it's like, yes, you're gonna go through your lessons, but in life things are gonna be hard, but I'm gonna have the space for you. I'm going to create a table for you because I know myself. This is my last life. I'm creating a lineage for you. I'm creating a line for you. I'm creating a legacy. So if I see that there's something that you're not seeing yet, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to show true. I'm going to show you how I keep myself accountable, and I'm going to show
Today, Junior.
I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you where you fell and how to rise you back up.
That's
So
love?
that's love to me,
That's love to you? Okay.
and many more. But
The Bible does a really, really simple definition of it, and like I think a lot of people overcomplicate it a lot. Like a
yes, we do.
lot. It's actually very simple. It's
Put the verse on it, sir.
It's just devotion. It is very simple. It is just devotion. Yeah, that's all Jesus did. Like you were talking about, like God. You were very close to it. Just be Christ-like. Just do what Jesus did. And what did Jesus do? He showed devotion to others, whether it was his disciples washing their feet or helping, sitting with a prostitute and talking to her. It doesn't matter. Devotion is just showing, like, is just helping others. It's just you going to food shelter, and like helping people, doing a soup kitchen thing or anything like that. Like that's all devotion. That is all love. That all of that is love. And sometimes we get so confused about what love is. And it's very simple. When you find the guy that you really like, you show devotion to him. You do work for him, and he's supposed to show devotion back by doing certain things for you. Like, and we live in a tit for tat world where it's like, I did this for you, you do this, I do this for you, you do that. It's like, no, that's not what love is. Love is you just give. Now, like guys, like a girl brought up on one of the other shows, oh, so simps, like they're just showing a lot of love. Yeah, they are, but it's a simp is somebody who's expecting something in return. If you're just Christ-like and you just always give out this much love and it doesn't hurt you to do so, then you're just being Christ-like. You're just showing devotion to everybody around you. Now, if you sit there and you expect things in return, you're like, oh, I did this for you. Why aren't you doing this for me? That's not love. That's not devotion. That's just you expecting shit from other people because you're trying to that's manipulation, actually. So I definitely think that, like, that's the reason why I want to ask that question, especially for you. Like, I get worried about, like, honestly, because like I said, I've had a few women that come on show that are older and they're virgins, and it scares me because, like, as time goes on, like trauma destroys women and it makes men stronger. So as every year that goes on, a woman that goes through more and more bullshit, whether it's more just stupid dates or just dumb guys messaging you dumb shit or whatever it is, just like any of that stuff coming into your peripheral that's bullshit, it just makes you think about men in a certain way, or it makes you think about relationships in a certain way or something like that. And you want to start as early as possible so you don't get into certain habits. Like I have a lot of guys that I coach right now, and some of them have been single for years. Like they're in their 30s, they've never had a girlfriend before. And it's like they're the ones that are going to have the hardest time with getting into a relationship and then staying in one because they don't even have practice at all. They have zero practice in how to be a devotional man to their woman. So it's like, I don't want you to get to a point where you don't even know how to show devotion like you're supposed to, or like you're so brainwashed by society at a certain age. Like say you get to 30 and so many women say that love is this and love is that. And next thing you know, you don't even know what actual love is. And you're in a good relationship with a good guy. But I will also say, you know, there's what comes with all this is actually finding a guy that's going to love you the same and show you the same devotion back, which we talk about on the show. There's not a lot of guys that are out there that are in this field. But like, so you're in a cool space though, because there's a lot of guys online. There's a lot of guys right now during the red pill movement and stuff that a girl that doesn't have a high body count is just considered, oh my fucking God, she's a queen. Like, what the fuck? You know how you said, like, you probably already had some simps try to like marry you and shit, because society is really weird about virginity or just really weird about body counts right now. So you're kind of in a good spot, but I actually would argue that you're not, because you attract some of the biggest weirdos now, probably because they're like actually only pursuing you because of that. And like, I had to ask really quick, when it comes to sex in the relationship, um, are you the like, say you're married to a guy for years, you know, like, like if he's, are you always going to be the type to where when he asks you like he wants sex, are you going to give it to him? Or are you the type where it's like when you want it?
It's gonna have to be balanced, because I know that personally for me, I do have like a high sex drive. And the last person that I was with, like, he was saying like I do like sex, but I'm just like but
How do you have a high sex drive but you're a virgin? That just sounds like
because
a,
it's
what's it called
an
whenever it's like,
oxymoron.
yeah, oxymoron, yeah.
Because it's energy. It's not just, you don't have to just have sex intercourse with someone to have a high
So you
sexual
like,
energy.
we're gonna get a little personal. You like oral stuff, I'm guessing. You like giving and taking, like you like both
I
sides of
really
that.
like giving, honestly.
And then like, when it comes to
Alright.
when it comes to toys and stuff, do you like, are you somebody that's really into that for yourself personally? Do you like to masturbate? Or are you against that type of stuff? Like,
A lot of three of them, I think, wanted to do the toys. I'm like, baby, this ain't, we don't do no plastics over here. It's gonna be natural.
but even when you're by yourself, you don't do anything like that.
No toys, but masturbation be on point.
Yeah, but you don't use any toys, which is really good and natural. That's actually like really healthy, because a lot of women are using those fucking wands that numb them up to the fucking point where they can't feel their body or feel their clit anymore. So no, that's smart. Um, but so like you said, you know, you want it to be balanced sexually. Uh, this is something that, like, well, I guess you said, you know, you're very sexual, so that's good. But something that worries about me, like the women that do hold off for a long time, is like they're the opposite. They're not super sexual, and it's like sometimes what ruins marriages or relationships is when you're not sleeping with him enough. Like you don't want your guy to step out, you should probably never deny him sex, honestly. Like there's like, I don't think that a guy would ever step out on his girl ever if every time he asked for it he always got it. Like, I don't think that a guy has a reason to ever do it. But a lot of women say would be like, I don't want to, or they'll use sex as leverage. And I just hope that you don't ever use sex as leverage. Like the Bible says, the only time that you should, like, if one person asks for it, you should always give it to them. And the only time y'all don't have sex is during worship. That's the only time.
What is the Bible verse for that one?
It's in Second Corinthians, but it's but it's definitely like you're allowed to basically always do it unless you're fucking worshiping. That's the only time, is like church, and that's it. But like a lot of women don't like that verse, but that's what makes it fair. Like, you want to know why a lot of Christian marriages and a lot of marriages don't work today? It's because the woman is using sex as leverage, and that's bullshit. Honestly, like if the guy is always providing, like he can't be like, hey, I'm not paying rent this month. So why does she get to be like, well, no, I'm not fucking you today? Like, it's stupid. It doesn't make fucking sense. And like, that's what happens all the time today, though. So I just want to make sure when you do get into a good relationship and he's that guy, I'm not saying do this for some fucking loser, okay? But when he's that guy and shit, don't ever use sex as leverage. Don't ever be like, I don't feel like it or anything like that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like you can definitely be depressed, or you can definitely be like legitimately tired. But like, obviously, like if you have a job, like you can take off once every month or something. Like you gotta have a day where you call in every once in a while, but you can't fucking call in every day for 2 weeks, you know? And I would just argue that does happen a lot in marriages today, or it just happens in a lot of relationships.
It's interesting though. There was a guy that we weren't even together, so I don't even know why he kept asking. He just wanted sex, and I'm just like, bruh, I'm not even your girl. Like, I'm not, like, you're making it feel like work. And it's like, even when we did the oral, it's like, bro, you're making it feel like work, and it's supposed to be fun for me. So,
are you the type how you'll only do that if they do it for you too?
no, because it's really me giving. I really don't, like, it's like, you're good, like, babe, like, prefer just doing it for you.
If you had anal, would you still consider yourself a virgin? She's like, I've done it, and I am still a virgin. Oh yeah.
Anal. See, I like how you brought that up because I'm always gonna be raw and honest and truthful about my shit. There was one time, literally, I'm always gonna be honest. There's nothing to lie about. There was this one nigga that just did it like I didn't even expect that shit, and I'm just like, the fuck did you just do? Like, it was.
What do you mean he did it and you weren't ready for it? Like, I can
I wasn't
understand when you're
expecting
actually
it.
having sex with somebody and they
I
do that.
wasn't
It's easy to do
expecting
the
it.
slip, but
I wasn't expecting it. So I know everybody's gonna be like, "How are you a virgin?" Yeah, baby, I have nothing to lie about. It's the put my little business out there because this nigga will never. How did he? It was like, what was he doing? He was flipping a lot because it's like, bro, I'm not having sex with you. Like, I don't want to have intercourse. Like, I can suck the balls, do all that, whatever. I think what he did was flip me around. I think I was like on all fours or whatever. And then somehow, some way, he was playing with himself, but he wasn't putting it in. Okay. And then he put it in through the little thing, and I'm just like, I didn't ask you to do that.
so you lost your anal virginity.
So is that what it? So see, that's the thing. I've always don't laugh at me because this is real honest life shit.
I know, this is funny still.
It is funny. Okay, you can get your little Aquarius sun laugh on, but at the end of the day, I really just kind of feel like there is a lot of times where a lot of women don't know when they lost their virginity, and I think that needs to be an actual serious conversation. It doesn't need to be like a laughing thing, because it's like, then I can just say, oh well, I'm not a virgin anymore.
Well, you said that you haven't had
then
vagina penetration yet, so
No,
you're
I
still a
haven't.
virgin. Yeah, you're a virgin in that regard. You're not
But
like
do
you
you
can
see
lose anal
how-
virginity and it's not your vagina virginity.
Yes,
It's two
but
different
do you
things.
see how society will put that on a virgin and make her feel guilty? Like me, I'm gonna be strong about my shit. Might go cry and shit, but a woman needs to, like, I feel like society shouldn't put so strongly on a woman, oh, this is when you lost your virginity. If you haven't had real vaginal penetration, baby, you really haven't lost shit.
Yeah,
You're going into a portal.
well, I mean, some people would say if your hymen's broken, then it is, but that can happen from horseback riding. So yeah, it just that's what I'm saying. So like, it's kind of hard to define it, but I think most people go by the definition of what you said. If it's penetration, then it's fucking real. I gotta ask really quick. When it comes to since y'all are such opposites, like when it comes to like y'all's lives, I guess you could say, whenever you've heard everything that like she's saying, about her life and it comes to everything, would you say that like you're like her complete opposite when it comes to like livelihood and stuff? It seems like you are pretty opposites because you've been married before, you've definitely had sex, you've definitely been in relationships where you live with the person before and stuff like that. So like, would you consider yourself pretty opposite from her? Yes. Like, would you say that your experience that you've gone through do you think that you're going to have a harder time finding a relationship in the future because of all the stuff, like the relationships they went through, being married, like the trauma that can come with all those things? Do you think that is more damaging than somebody that doesn't have none in experience in any of those things?
I would say, yeah, it's more damaging just because, I mean, like me, for example, like, I went through so much, like during my marriage, before my marriage, just like everything growing up, and it does affect your relationship. Whenever I first dated my ex-husband, he knew all like the horrible things that I went through because we grew up in a small town. Everybody knew everybody's business.
Yeah.
And then, of course, through dating and getting to know each other more, he figured out like my all the stuff I went through, my triggers, like my issues, And so at first it was hard because he was like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, okay, like it's fine. Like it's not, it is how it is. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time someone said, oh no, I can't do this. Like you have too much damage.
Yeah,
or too
yeah,
much
you're
trauma.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And so like it does make it like a little bit more difficult, especially now, like going back into like dating after like being married for like, 6-7 years. Guys are like, oh, you're married, like, I don't like that, or you're gonna have
It's gonna make it
issues.
harder, maybe.
Yeah, it does make it harder because first it's a mixture because
Everybody's judging for your past.
yeah, like they're like, oh, you're married, that means like you weren't really wifey material, or like some guys
Yeah,
are
it's like if you're divorced, that means that you fucked up. Type of like they'll
Yeah.
blame you instantly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been weird because for some people it doesn't bother them. For some people it's like, okay, I want to be the rebound, and that's it.
Yeah, we gotta be careful because remember what I was saying, men lie. Like all men lie today. So like a guy might be like, oh yeah, I don't care about that. I love that. No, I love that you're divorced. Or I don't know. They'll say all types of goofy shit. And then as soon as they hit, they ghost and they just run away. And it's just like you just gotta be very careful because like yeah, those guys will say that shit. It doesn't mean anything. It's just all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all cap. For you, do you think it's like how do you feel about that? Do you think since y'all's lives are so opposite? Who do you think is going to have an easier time dating over the next 5 years between y'all two? Do you think that you're going to have a hard time because you don't have as much experience? You haven't been in solid relationships where you live with guys. You haven't, practiced having like a good sexual, like actual intercourse, sexual relationship with somebody. Do you think it's going to be easier or harder when you all look at each other since you are so opposite?
It's going to be harder if you haven't done the work.
If you haven't done the work?
The self-reflection. Like
So,
anything can prepare you for any situation.
So you think as long as you stay accountable and you stay self-reflecting, you're going to be okay?
It's not just going to be the straight self-reflection. There's always going to be that kinesthetic work that you got to put in. And that's why every single day I discipline my mind. Get your ass up. Do this. Do that. Because like, it's called wisdom. It's called intuition. If you know, you know. Like we're in the age of knowing. You got to know some things. You got like yes, life experience is going to help you more than just maybe just pure intuition, but like I said, like especially with a person that is for you and is ordained by God and is appointed by God, it's going to be work regardless, but I'm not going to sit up here and just say, oh, it's going to be so hard. No, it might be super easy for her, or it might become super hard. It might become super hard because she might have not done the work, or might have not seen why some things didn't work out. And it might be easy for me, or it might be hard. But regardless of what it is, I'm preparing each and every single day, so I'm gonna be all right regardless.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Do you believe in soulmates?
I do.
Wow. I don't know if I believe in soulmates. I think that you have a true what I call a shout out to Stephen Speaks. He talks about a lot of this in his book. I think that you can have a true connection with only a couple people in your life. I think that you'll have like, but I don't consider it like soulmates. More like the way I kind of see it is like fuck blood, fuck everything like that. There's just certain people that you're going to see eye to eye with. There's people that you can go sit down with and you don't got to say anything. Y'all just both have the same understandings on certain things and stuff. Those people are my soulmates. Like, and that can be friends. That can be a bunch of, men, women, old, young. Like I have a lot of soulmates in my life, and those people, our souls are just all on the same path. And so like, those are my soulmates. But as far as like relationships go, I truly believe you can have 1 to 2 very strong connections with people, in your lifetime. And like, because you can build up chemistry with people, you can build up compatibility with people. Like me and my girlfriend don't have a lot of things in common, but we still have a great relationship. Like because our compatibility where we didn't match up, we found certain things that did match up, and then our chemistry builds over time. So like, but a connection with someone, that's another thing is like people get confused with what a spark is, and people think that a spark is a connection. Sometimes it's like, no, that's like, you can get the spark just from getting horny, like just from like, just feeling, all good about seeing a hot guy, at the right time of your period, 2 weeks after your period. Oh, I got to ask that really quick. Do y'all think women go through heat like animals do?
Yes.
You think so? What do you think?
Heat by what?
Heat, like what animal? You know how like a dog can be in heat and it makes them more horny. It makes like it means like the female dog's more horny. It comes at certain times, of the month in their cycle.
Yes,
No, you don't think so? You don't think women can go through heat? So it's actually called estrus. Like shout out to Marty Hazelton. I'm reading her book Hormonal right now. It's amazing. Probably the best Evo Psych book because it's a woman that wrote it about hormones. And in that book she like talks about estrus, which is the whole animal kingdom. You know, estrus is how they describe the horniness in an animal during their heat. And women do have estrus, just like all the other animals of the animal kingdom. Y'all get extremely horny around 2 weeks after your period, and you'll be craving different foods. You'll be wanting to walk around more. You'll be wanting to do. You're attracted to certain men with a 1.75 shoulder to hip ratio. Like there's certain things that like men and women look for. Or especially women look for depending on certain parts of your cycle, and it always changes also based off of like what you're attracted to. Like that's why like y'all have PMS during like the first part of that month, is because you're actually trying to push away the beta dudes because they're really annoying. That's why like just a guy talking too much can be annoying to you, because you just don't want those beta guys around you at that time.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, no, estrus is really cool to like learn. As soon as I learned that women actually like go in heat and have estrus, I was like, oh my god, like you could, because like even in my own relationship or anybody in their relationship, like a guy can start watching and noticing, oh, my girl likes to come and fuck me on these certain days a month. Like this is crazy. Like I didn't do nothing. I didn't pursue. Like you can ignore her for like most of the month. Next thing you know, she's like an animal, and it's like, why are you being like this? It's like, oh, your estrus is high right now. uh, Let me think. Really quick, I want to ask, do y'all think that if you were in a relationship with somebody for say 10 years, and he's, or no, we're gonna say longer, like 20 years, like y'all are getting to the point where y'all are like 45, 50ish or something like that, around like those later years, would y'all be more likely to be okay with cheating or somebody stepping out? Would y'all be more likely to be like, you know what, I'm going through menopause right now, I don't fucking care about fucking you anymore. Like I'm done. Like it doesn't matter. Like, is there a certain number or age where y'all might be like, you know what, he's an animal, I'm gonna let him go be a man?
I don't know. I think maybe like at one point, yeah, because I'll probably
If you fully lost your drive or something.
yeah, I'll probably be at like at some point, be like, I'm too old for this shit.
See, when does that happen though? Because I know women have a higher sex drive, like in their 30s to 40s, I think, from what I heard. So I wonder when y'all lose your sex drives completely. I need to actually look that up. That's something I don't know nothing fucking about.
I don't know.
Yeah. What about you? If you were with a guy, in a 40, 50ish or whatever, he's like, I want to step out. We're not having sex like at all anymore. How would you feel about it?
My whole sacral chakra just locked the fuck in.
Huh?
I'm just listening to my body. We have to do some negotiating, because I'm not really with. I've been cheated on before, and it's just it makes my eyes roll to the back of my head, because at a point where I'll just completely detach, where it's like, baby, just go do what you want to do, like, but I might not be here, because again, I'm here for like the long haul, like I'm here for devotion, and I understand, and I've always understood, like, men want what they want, but I might have to go to some counseling, because baby, no, you're not stepping out. I might just have to work on me.
No, so
because it's a no.
So if what was I gonna ask? So if he I don't know how to ask this question. I don't know how to ask this. Let me think. Okay, when it comes to fuck, I'm so sorry guys. I can't remember.
Take your time.
Okay. Do you know what hybristophilia is?
No.
Do you know what hybristophilia is?
No, go ahead and teach.
Hybristophilia is whenever somebody is attracted to somebody that's like an inmate, somebody that's like in a prison, and they're like, in there. Women are actually extremely attracted to stuff like that. Why do you think that? And this is the weird thing about only women are hybristophiliacs. Why do y'all think only women are hybristophiliacs, and why men aren't?
I think it's because, like, going back to women's nature, they want to be like the nurturers, the provider, not the providers, like be more nurturing.
So they want to take care of the guy in prison?
Yeah, like they want like take care of the guy in prison and be like, okay, like
If you were taking care of, if you were staying with a guy in prison, it's because you think you just want to nurture him, kind of like
Yeah.
you want to take care of
I'll
him.
make sure he's okay in prison. Nobody's hurting him. Oh my gosh, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. What do you think? Why do you think women are only hybristophiliacs?
I'm sorry, I had a flashback.
Oh, did you date a guy like that?
No, barely, because honestly, he went to jail for something, and then I did bail him out because I'm just like, I don't want you hurt, and he told me like some dudes were trying to like play with him, and I'm just like, nah, bro, got to get out of there, because
But why do you think women are like that? Why do women like guys that do that?
you know, honestly, I was thinking it was more of like thinking that they really like the real hardcore men. But then when she said the nurturing side, it's like I definitely do see like they want to nurture. I don't know. Like they really want to nurture that person. Like they don't want nothing to happen to them. Like I definitely get that. But I feel like there's multiple reasons, honestly.
Okay. No, it's all because they're dangerous. Like one of the biggest reasons why is
Yeah.
because like even in y'all's most and that's not all women are hybristophiliacs, you know, only some. But those women, they're just attracted to the fact that he's a dangerous person. Like he can protect her probably. Like he's probably the type of person that is, you know, a dangerous man, and a dangerous man that can control it and take care of himself is a very like attractive thing actually. That's why I just remembered what I wanted to ask. If your man cheated on you, uh or no, what do you care about more? Do you care about him having sex with another woman, or you know, having a sexual cheating, you know, sexually cheating or emotionally cheating? Which one would piss you off more?
I think it's be more the emotional cheating, just because. I mean, you already have that bond. You already have the connection. You are like, you know, how I say it is like if it's more emotional and mental, it's kind of like we kind of checked out of this relationship to be in this one.
So like so you would be mad about the emotional because that means he's like done with you, right? Why would like which one do you think? If he sexually cheated on you or emotionally cheated on you?
Careless cheating.
Careless cheating?
Like
What do you
they're
mean?
just.
You gotta say one of those two, emotional or sexual.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, okay. Sexual.
Sexual?
I say sexual because I'm an understanding person. If you end up loving someone and I was not able to give you maybe what you're looking for, baby, please go be free. Because I'm not finna hoard you and keep you to myself. Like if you need something and I've went through that, it's like I don't know what you're looking for. And I had to tell him that, and we were, it was,
You gotta understand, guys. Like, see, like women really don't understand men at all today. Like, y'all just don't
Mhm.
understand. Like, men and women are completely different. And like, I would sit here and tell you, don't be with a guy who lies to you about cheating at all. Like, there's plenty of guys out here that'll just be honest with you about it and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm not a loyal person in a relationship, and I do this and stuff. So yeah, don't fuck with the guys that are cowards and they lie to you about it. But there's a lot of guys out here that will be honest with you about it. And I would say respect those dudes more if that's like what you're trying to say. But the reason why I was asking that is because they did a study, and most women answer the way that, like, actually a grand majority, like 90%, answer the way that you did, emotional. And the reason why is because, say you've been in a relationship. Well, actually, let me rephrase it a little bit. You're in a relationship with the guy for 4 or 5 years. Do you still have the same answer? Y'all been married for 4 or 5 years. You have a family together.
I might be a little bit more angrier, but I'm still gonna ask, what do you need?
But like, but no. But you, which one would piss you like? Which one would piss you off more, emotional or sexual? After you've been together for 5 years, you have a family together.
Sexual cheating.
Sexual cheating still. Okay. Well, the studies show her answer is right, and most women agree with her on that. And the reason why is because if he goes and cheats and he's emotionally cheating, if he's emotionally falling for that other girl, your investment's gone. If you had 4 or 5 years with him, it's gone. That's why y'all really give a fuck about emotional cheating. Guys, when we ask guys this same question, guys really give a fuck about the sexual cheating because that means that we don't know if the baby's ours or not. For thousands of years, there was no fucking test to figure out whose babies was whose. So we really give a fuck about who you're fucking. We really give a fuck about that. And so your sexual loyalty to us is a huge deal. It's not the same on the other way around. It's actually it's actually a huge problem whenever you try to see it the same and you try to like sit there and think that sexual loyalty between men and women are the exact same when we're not even close to the same in that category. And for you, like, I understand why you have that mentality because, you know, like you're a virgin or whatever and stuff. But like the reality is, you know, like it's just not the same for like for him and you. It's just not the same
And
at
I
all.
get that. I
Yeah.
definitely understand that. I definitely see that, but it's like I'm just different. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
could
need to
tell.
understand, baby, what is it? That's just who I am.
And what if it was because the other girl had blonde hair instead? Like what if it was just because like the other girl just looked different? Because 99% of the time for guys, it's just because they want variety. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. Like you keep trying to make it personal. Like what was wrong? Why do you like what was it about me? It's just like no, it's not you. Like this is the problem is all women blame themselves when they cheat. You should blame yourself if you're not fucking him. If you're not having sex with him, yeah, you should blame yourself. But if you're doing all the things correctly, you don't blame yourself of why he went and stepped out. He went and stepped out because he like had the option to, and which is already hard. I don't even know this, but most guys don't get sex today at all. Most guys are virgins in between the age of 18 and 30. 33% of them are. So like so whenever you really look at it, like you're already the problem is you're choosing guys that are able to cheat in the first place. That's only the top 10, like 20 to top 4.5% of guys anyways that have the option to do stuff like that. Stop choosing them. That's your own fucking fault. There's a bunch of nerds out here, a bunch of dorks, a bunch of normal ass dudes who have normal jobs who make 50K a year, and they will gladly be great boyfriends and they'll never cheat on you because they barely even get girls. But y'all don't want those guys. Let me round it up with my last questions tonight. I want to know, is there anything about men right now that is just confusing? A guy that you're talking to, a date that happened recently, anything that's just weird or just different? Is there anything that like you have a question about, just so I can try to like give you the male perspective on it?
So there was this guy like 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Like, met on an app, first red flag.
Yep.
And like we hung out like a few times, like here and there, and then just like of course out of nowhere, like he ghosted me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did you have sex with him?
No.
And how many dates did y'all go on?
We only went on one. Actually no. Like I want to say like three.
3 like real dates?
Yeah, like we went out to eat and shit.
Each one of those 3 was a food date, or was any of them a fun date?
They're all food dates.
They were all food dates.
Mhm.
He probably I mean, was he attractive dude or ugly dude?
I mean, I thought
Above par or under par? Like was he good? Like
I mean, to me, it was attractive.
okay, so he's not going to waste his time then. Like you made him wait 3 weeks. See, this is the problem is like your sexual strategy, like your long-term sexual strategy is you need to get as many resources first to make sure that he's a really good guy. Y'all understand like we were saying, y'all are going to be more choosy because your reproduction cost is so high. It's so fucking high. So y'all are super choosy for a long-term mate. You want to make him wait as long as possible to make sure he's the type of guy that's going to give resources. And because if he gives a lot of resources without getting anything in return, sex or anything, that means that he's a good provider that's probably always going to be there and not going to fuck up and like run off or anything like that, or like get pulled away by some other girls and shit. So your strategy, that's going to work. But the sad thing about that strategy is it always pulls in certain types of guys. And I'm not saying that these guys are horrible because sometimes they're really fucking good guys, but they're just usually more the beta-ish type of dudes. And like the thing is, I understand why that's your strategy, because you want to make sure that you have a guy that's not a fucking man whore or something that's gonna run off and make it harder for your life in the long run, especially when you're looking into your long-term dating strategies. But when you're using your short-term strategy of finding an attractive guy, a tall guy, a guy who makes good, who has status or anything like that, or just anything cool or anything like that, that's all short-term dating. Sometimes women get confused between their short-term and their long-term goals. And you kind of got to accept that the short-term guy, you're never going to find that in the long-term dude. Like, because if he's tall, if he's attractive, he has any of those things, he's going to be a man whore. Or he's going to go on 3 dates with you and he's going to be like, okay, this is a waste of my time. I'm going to go to this other girl because they all. So, like, every guy goes on as many dates as he is used to. For me, personally, it was 2. Like, I think I have 1 or 2 girls that I've taken on 3 dates before. But no, like, all my serious relationships were all first dates having sex. Even like there's some girls that made me wait after 2, and most of those girls I never took seriously. Like after the second day after I smashed, I stopped talking to them. Like it was like, and the reason why I did that because that was based off my options. So say like a guy who has a little bit less options than I did when I was single, he might always take girls on to up to 3 or 4 dates, and he's like, you know what, these girls don't like me like the girls that smashed me on the first or the second date. And that's the thing. It's like what we were talking about earlier. It's like which guy did you really enjoy the sex with more? The guy that, you know, that you pursued and that kind of like hit early, or the guy that you made way and he was the full pursuer of you? So like, I know, like, I've had amazing, awesome sex experiences with women, and it was because they pursued me, you know, so they were really down for me. They were really attracted to me. And then also, you know, they had sex with me fast and stuff. Like, it shows that they had burning, genuine desire, as we call it. So like, it's really hard for me to give advice to women because I know y'all's long-term strategy. You need that. You need to keep your legs closed. You need to do all that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know how you find like an attractive dude or a guy that's not a dork or something while doing that, you know? Yeah, it's hard for me to always give advice at this point. The thing is if you find the really good guy, like that guy, you know, and he seems like the type, or maybe he even hinted at the dates that he doesn't want to go on more than 2 or 3 of these. If you want to sleep with him fast, you know, do it, but you need to immediately figure out how you can lock him in after that. Whether that's, you know, coming over and cooking and cleaning, or just, you have to separate yourself from all the other girls. Like, my girl, she did that. She's like, she slept with me fast, but she was way different than the other girls that were just giving me pussy, because she came and cleaned and cooked and did a bunch of shit that they weren't doing. So if you separate yourself and you make yourself different, I think that you could have locked down that guy if you really liked him, you know? It's just a hard ball game with the whole like how long you make them wait. It really is hard,
Right.
honestly. That's best advice I can give for a situation like that for the next time. What about for you? Is there anything that happened with a guy over the last months or years or something? Any type of weird shit that you're just like, why are men like this? And I can try to give you the male perspective of it.
I feel like on. Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a lot of weird shit. Really, too weird. But questions, no.
You're not on dating apps. You shouldn't be dealing with no weird shit. That's where all the weird shit is. Just stay off the dating apps and you're good. Honestly, I think that's where all the weird shit is. If you can only meet people by word of mouth and by like your own social circles and stuff like that, that's how you meet people that are like, have accountability. Because there's no accountability between you and the online people at all. Like, you can be hedonistic as fuck. You can just go fucking suck each other's fucking shit and just walk away and like never talk to each other again, and nobody in the world knows. Nobody in the fucking world knows. That's
I
not
actually
okay.
met someone very dope on a dating app, but that was a long time ago.
I'm sure it has worked sometimes for some people, but I'm telling you, on a grand majority scale, that shit is only for hooking up. And I'm telling you that from the guy's perspective. We really don't give a fuck on dating apps, okay? If there's nothing connecting me to you, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I will literally do, like, yeah, hit it and let by, never talk to you again, or just do the most fucked up shit. Because why? Like, is it, nobody's ever gonna know? Like, none of my friend group's gonna know. And like, what's really sad about it is like guys who are normally like tell their guy friend group like, oh, I don't smash like fat girls, or I don't do this. It's like they'll get on dating apps and really that's all they're hitting is like, they'll be like, yeah, I smashed 5 girls this week. It's like, okay, they are all 300 pounds. Does it really fucking count, bro? Like, it doesn't fucking count. And there's a lot of people who do shit like that. Like, they hide a lot of shit online, a lot of hedonistic desires. Um, I gotta ask now, what'd you think of the show? Did anything resonate, and would you come back? I'll start with you.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed being on the show. I mean, this is my second time being here, and I really enjoy coming out here. Um, what
Did anything resonate this time? Anything different?
I think what I just like really big like takeaway is like seeing how different, you know, we are. Because I know like every woman's different, everybody's different, everybody goes through their own stuff, whatever, like all that. So just seeing someone else's perspective, like another woman's perspective on dating, or men in general, it's actually
The opposite of you two? The
Yeah.
absolute opposite?
absolute opposite. Because I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody has their own perspective, but just hearing someone else's like point of view, their own perspective, their own thoughts on it, it's like, oh, okay, like I see where they're coming from. I don't see where they're coming from. Just it's refreshing.
It's crazy, yeah.
Mhm.
What about and you are going to come back again, you said? Yeah. What about you? What's something that did you like the show? Was there anything that resonated with you, and would you come back?
I like what you guys are trying to do. And that's no shade, like at the fuck off. I really do like it. I think there needs to be more of this, and I feel like y'all need to keep going, definitely. Let me put that critiquer person down. Shut up for a moment, please. would I come back? Not all the time. I would come back to observe, honestly.
Yeah, you came on a very small panel. Sometimes we have 6, 7 girls, and it gets wild. Did you come last time on a big panel?
I think I came. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it can't come, and it was 1, 2, me, you,
Yeah, I seen
Mike.
all that. That was so
Yeah, that was a
and
big
3
one.
and then
Oh, it was
3
one when Mike was here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a big panel. That was a
Yeah.
big fucking panel. Yeah. No, you should definitely come back when it's a big old panel and you get to really people watch and really get to see like no, because sometimes there's 1 or 2 girls that are just fucking wild, bro.
Right.
That are just like they live in the streets and they get to really tell us all the really dirty details, and yeah, that makes it pretty entertaining sometimes. Yeah, tonight was really slow, guys, because there's only like 2 people, but no, I really appreciate you for coming. I really hope that you'll come back again, honestly, because I know all the other girls will fucking love you and your retarded ass fucking astrology shit. You could totally like.
They're gonna swarm me, and I'm not gonna really like it, because then I'm gonna be reading, and I'm like, baby,
Oh yeah,
you
bring
got
your
some
cards.
shit. I'm not gonna bring no cards.
Bring your cards next
No,
time,
I'm not
guys.
gonna bring the cards.
No, but thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being thank you for being a good contrarian, because we're definitely always going to disagree on everything if you believe everything that you do. No, thank you. I just like having people who disagree with me. Thank you so much for coming again, though. I really appreciate you, Donnie. I appreciate you, bro, man. I'm gonna wait 7 seconds for this, so we have a 2-hour perfect live show tonight. But yeah, guys, I will see y'all. What is today? Wednesday. I will see y'all on Friday. We definitely got a big panel for Friday because most of the girls that canceled for tonight all said they're coming on Friday. So it looks like we're gonna have an extra big table on fucking Friday, guys. But yeah, we will see y'all then. Peace the fuck out and good night.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker.